All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our February 7th live stream, the week before Valentine's Day live stream. So far on the panel with me, I just have Blarg and Errant. The other guys seem not to be here yet. They may have forgotten. Who knows?
Neil's
Yeah,
in the comments. Put his little comment up. That's
he's
Yeah, I see.
starting
quality.
to
Yeah, I see Surgeon
redacted.
Craig as well.
Yeah, he needs to get less redacted. I mean, what does he think? This is not the
Less
This
redacted.
is not the Epstein files, Neil. No need to redact yourself. So,
Uh, uh,
uh,
G'day,
oh,
Craig.
rugby. I see. What does that mean? You're up the left.
Yeah,
Uh,
I don't know that one.
Maybe it means something different. Oh wait, I am still here.
And of course, Neo. I mean, like about an hour and a half before chat, Neo seems to have splattered something on in the live chat. I had a bit of fun with that.
There's an ook. Hey, ook.
Ayuk.
Hey, I'm feeling fucking a bit crook again, so
Is it
I might
because
be a
the
bit.
Welsh got beaten? Is that why?
No, I didn't even. I haven't bothered with. Well, I don't own a tally, but I haven't bothered with social media much except cruising around. I've been trying to get the rest of the life organised, which is a little bit difficult. I've been driving around for a week with an expired license, which I suppose tomorrow I'm definitely going to the Department of Transport and renewing my license because they won't let me do it over the internet anymore.
Yeah, they'll only do like every second one. They'll let you do over the internet. Then you got to go in and get a photo.
Yeah,
So,
and
so yeah, you can have your 5-year-old photograph, but not your 10-year-old photograph.
yeah,
Which is
and
probably pretty reasonable because I don't look anything like my 10-year-old photograph. Not even close.
Yeah, I got to do that come July. No, September. I'm
yeah, and
getting that mixed up with my bank card, which is July.
it used to be on your date of birth, which was easy.
Mine still is.
Mine, because I lost it for 2 years
Ah,
when I was young, and then got them all. It was reinstated. I actually lost it illegally. I could have contested it, but I couldn't be bothered. I was having too much fun drinking at that time. And in New South Wales, you don't pay for a license if you're a pensioner. So that was good. But I had to get a new license when I went to New South Wales. When I got my license, I never did a driving test. I walked into the police station in Arnhem Land and said, give us my driver's license. I better have one. And the cop looked at me and went, didn't you just pull in the 10-ton truck from the mine? Yeah. Oh, okay, all right. Right, so car, semi-trailer, or whatever you guys call them, the tractor trailers or whatever. Motorbike, yeah, you better get that. Can you work a tracked vehicle? And I went, well, dozers and shit. And he went, yeah, I think I've seen you do that. Yeah, right, okay, that. Better give you a boat license as well. Basically, he ticked everything. I was licensed, everything, marine, and even to a steam locomotive wheeled engine. You know, the
Nice.
old tractors.
Yeah, my mum
Wait,
got a
what
similar.
about a Zamboni? Can you do a Zamboni?
No ice.
Yeah, my mum got a similar thing. Her license used to basically have every possible category on it,
Yeah.
and it's not because she could drive everything. It was because as she travelled around Australia, she like as they converted their license from one jurisdiction to the next, the overlap wasn't right. So
Yeah.
she had like a half a truck license here, so that then became a bigger truck, and then when it went to the next jurisdiction, that became a full. So it went from heavy rigid to an articulated truck,
Articulated.
and
Yeah.
and so by the time she got back around to Queensland, yeah, she had everything ticked, and you just go, oh, that's great. These days they've gone and lined everything up so that the road rules are standardised all around Australia. So that couldn't happen again. But yeah, she had everything. She did
I mean,
used to drive a mine dump truck, so
yeah. I mean, if you
did
do
that
one
for a
of them,
while.
But
those
Ook,
bastards.
you don't need a license if you're just traveling. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, they. Yeah. You want to say American police have to use things to break car windows when they get a sovereign citizen. Australian police just grab the window and pull it out. Yeah.
See, I feel like the whole
Roger.
sovereign citizen thing was started by one of those car window companies. I don't know.
An
I can't remember
insurance
which was
scam.
the. Yeah, exactly. They said
Yeah.
no, you don't need a driver's license. You're just traveling, and then they
I'm
start
a
making
citizen of
tons
the
of money
world. Thank you
on
very much.
replacing the
I
windshields.
can't shill Radical the Unhallowed Knight enough
Yeah.
for that one. Like for like window pull, it's like
Van,
point door slam.
what is it? Van Halen or Van Halen, the pommy guy who
Van
does all.
Valiant.
Yeah.
Van Valiant.
Yeah, Van Valiant.
Ben
He does a lot
Valiant,
of good
yeah,
stuff.
Oh yeah. Wait, is he an Aussie or is he from like
Pommy.
England?
yeah,
Oh, I
UK.
have no
Sorry.
idea what pommy means.
yeah, UK.
Oh,
Did the
UK.
Welsh
Okay.
speak? Who did the Welsh speak now?
Neo did the Welsh thing. Oh, look, Tuna Man's here. Hey, Tuna.
Hey,
Like
Gina. Craig.
it's like every time I hear Welsh, I mean, I also I think of this channel called the Creaky Blinder.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's great.
He's good.
He's such a weird looking dude, but god damn, he's sarcastic.
His mate with
He's
the who has the skeleton avatar is quite good as well when they do a show together.
and there's the guy with the knight avatar.
So
What's
sick.
his name?
Oh, yeah.
Sir Sick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He gets
he's
a
great.
bit. He needs to shut up a bit because he prattles on for a long time.
Wait,
He
it's
does.
just him. So he has a Prado on.
But
By the way,
Apparently
speaking
he's
of like different YouTube channels, recently saw Professor Dave talking about John Dyer.
Oh yes, I checked that out as well.
Yeah,
Then
that was
I've
pretty
also
good.
been replaying the James Tour debunk playlist
Yeah.
for background.
I mean, John Dyer is such a horrible apologist.
Jay Dyer,
But people,
actually.
Jay
Jay.
Dyer, sorry, Jay Dyer. Okay, but people like love him. I mean, the those Catholics, they think he is so good, and it makes no sense. There's like a guy on X who kept on like saying, "Oh, you should go debate Jay Dyer." I mean, it's like, why? Why would I do that?
No, I thought he was Orthodox. I mean, one of the
I think
got
he's
bandied about like
Orthodox.
Philosopher Bro, Ortho Bro.
Yeah,
Maybe
he's a
Yak
Phil
Bro.
but he is like he does this tag thing, and tag is so dumb.
it's
just the worst.
It's the worst
Literally
argument for
just
God,
the
hands
worst
down.
argument of
Yeah,
all of them.
like I told Craig in the chat, it's basically solipsism in another skin.
Yeah, it's just awful.
And I mean, apology if I sounded like I cast my nets a little too wide. To Craig, I apologize to Craig for casting my nets a bit too wide.
no,
Or at least it sounded that way.
what is blogs mentioned in Clint's Reptiles. He's, I think, a Seventh-day Adventist, Jehovah, one of those. But he's a
He's probably a Mormon. He's from Utah. So
Mormon.
yeah,
Yeah, but
but
he actually rips creationists a new arsehole.
yeah,
He's really good.
he's really polite about it.
Yeah,
He is. He's really polite. He's really good at that. I do love him talking about all the essentially the different hierarchies to say, for example, humans are monkeys because you can't grow out of a clade, and essentially the old world monkeys and the new world monkeys split off from each other after before humans did, if I remember correctly. Oh no, after humans did. So if they're both monkeys, then humans have to be monkeys as well.
yeah,
We're in the same clade as both groups of monkeys. So there were monkeys, and then they split off, and then one of those groups of monkeys became apes, which became
hominids.
human.
Yeah,
So and also whales are fish, and so are people.
yeah.
He loves running that line down.
Oh yeah, that is so stupid.
But it's
I mean,
right.
it's kind of like saying we are a bacteria.
Well, yes,
Just
look,
because or just because we are all organisms, or
yeah,
say
but
that we're yeast because we're all eukaryotes. I
yeah,
mean,
Well,
it's
but
just
I
the,
ridiculous.
class donkey
the
and
fact of the matter is, the point he's trying to make is that if sharks and tuna are both considered fish, then a monophyletic group includes humans in those two. If you want to try and make a group that includes fish, and give people a bit of an understanding of how it all sort of fits together. So I do have a little chuckle over the arguments. Perfectly sound. He also talked about the
I mean,
one
it
of the
can be
things.
sound, but it's idiotic. I mean, it makes no informative sense at all.
you can make a
Well, it does. You
completely
can't. The thing you get out of it is you can't evolve out of a clade, and you
no.
start in this clade. You remain in this clade. Humans remain eukaryotes. We didn't evolve out of that clade.
Yeah.
He recently did one where he was talking about something that I've been talking about for a while. With actually, we talked about it with Florida Gump. And he was trying to claim that there was no such thing as a single-celled. If a mammal evolved into a single-cell parasite, is that a change of kind? So Clint's Reptiles talked about one of those ones where a mammal evolved into a single-cell parasite, and is now known as canine transmissible venereal disease, something like that, or transmissible venereal
You got it.
tumor.
Yeah,
It is.
I think it's a tumor.
Yeah, it's a tumor.
Yeah.
So it's a cancer. It's a transmissible cancer, the same as the two types of transmissible cancer that are infecting Tassie devils. So, those are a mammal that has now become immortal and lives life as a disease-causing organism. So and so they refuse to accept that such a thing is possible. And you go, well, there it is. He talks about that. So yes, that single-celled organism, when science gets around to actually finally deciding, yes, it is actually a species in its own right, which it definitely should be. Yes, it will be a single-celled mammal, which is fun.
If you try to define things in that way. By the way,
Well,
so Tuna Man's comment about Nepi claiming to have run Professor Dave off his channel. Professor Dave is still in the channel, so that is factually wrong. And I'm sure what he meant was like he made a comment and Professor Dave ignored him. I think that's probably what happened.
Yeah, is cancer the same kind as a dog? Yeah, I'd be fairly certain they would have a hard time arguing it is.
What was the other one? The tulip argument and no,
Well,
brain's gone.
yeah.
Last
Well,
you can't remember.
the topic that we will be covering today is, I mean, what I put in the notes in the channel is that I want to talk about what this obsession is with our trolls in the comment section on the AXP, where they continually argue against, in their spam, against abiogenesis and evolution, as if that is going to actually prove the existence of their God. It doesn't. All they're doing is arguing against, not against atheism, they're arguing against science. But they continually put that up, and specifically Nepi, I'm having fun at him posting this thing about rock soup. So it used to be moist rocks, but now it's gotten a little bit wetter, I guess. So now it's rock soup. So his idea of a bio
I have a
was
prayer for moist rocks. Maybe he's sick of hearing it.
well, in Justin's channel, they have Sharon Stone, and they have, how do they say it? Like moist as Sharon or something like that.
Rock hard for Doug and sinfully moist for Sharon.
Right. Rock hard for Doug and voice for Sharon. Very hilarious, but
I think
not
it's
quite
Sharon's
rock soup.
shale. I think shale or flint. Yeah.
Are they also putting in shale? That's funny.
Yeah. Doug will think that.
And yes, Ray Comfort and his banana argument, and how the banana has evolved to fit Ray's hand so well and fit his mouth so perfectly, which is which is an argument for intelligent design, because how else could a banana fit his mouth so well unless it was designed by God to fit his mouth?
Yeah, someone could make that argument about some other sort of similarly elongated object.
That's right. So God specifically designed the male penis to fit in the mouth.
And the hand.
And then,
It just fits perfectly.
yeah, that's right.
If you're
I mean,
lucky
it's
enough
got
with
to be
two hands.
intelligent design. How
what?
else
Yeah.
could it fit?
We
How else?
we
You
have
guys tell
we
me
have now
why. How?
discovered the ultimate anti-Christian argument. God fine-tuned the universe for homosexual sex. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's such a stupid, intelligent argument. It's a stupid argument. But anyway, but they like to run it as if, somehow, if they disprove the science, that their God pops into existence. All of the
But
science of
they try to claim science disproves science. Go,
well,
hey,
say
there's a
so.
winning
Nepi will
argument.
say science proves God, and also science is wrong.
Yeah. And you go, yeah, pick a lane, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't make
You're
sense.
straddling a barbed wire fence there.
But yeah, so I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the arguments that he put in. So let me just post this, because this is relatively new from him, but I'll share it here. So he says creation is a scientific fact. and he has a weird definition of what scientific fact is. So, but he makes this case that the magnetic field of the Earth is getting weaker. That means it used to be stronger. Wow. So, because something is getting weaker, then it must have been stronger. Wow. How did he
Yeah.
get to that argument?
Except we already know why it
We
gets
already
weaker.
know that it's changed several
That it
times.
flips back.
Well,
Well,
so
it
that's the
flips
thing.
back and forth all the time because
That's right.
they discovered this when ran a magnetometer across the center of the ocean, and you see up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and you just go, yeah, it's been flipping backwards and forwards, and yes, it's moving towards a reversal again. Duh.
Right.
But they want to extrapolate that reduction back to infinity, and say, look, the magnetic field would have been so strong it would have torn your atoms apart.
Well, these are
Yeah,
guys who will take 2 points, and then say, well, just draw a line and extrapolate everything forwards and backwards just from a couple points. They
yeah,
don't understand how these kind of things work. But he's making an argument that the Earth is getting weaker, therefore, it was created. I mean, it's just astounding that the lack of scientific knowledge that these guys demonstrate every day when they post this.
Well, I mean, he is he was a chiropractor, so he already believes in pseudoscience. Can you be a defrocked chiropractor?
yeah.
Well,
You
he's
can't
Yeah, I think that's what I'll call him from now on, the defrocked chiropractor.
No, he's a
well,
chiropractor.
yeah,
That's
I like that one.
chirowanker.
Chiropractor.
Well,
Yeah, like
yeah,
he was too crooked for chiropractors to put up with.
Chiropractor?
Yeah.
And you just go, holy oh crap, how crooked do you have to be for an industry built on being crooked to think you're too crooked for them? Like, he was hurting their image. You just go, Jesus Christ.
I don't think they necessarily took away his license. I think he just couldn't renew because he went to prison twice. Because he actually got his license back, I think, after the first time he went to prison, and then the second time, he just couldn't renew it, or maybe he didn't bother trying to renew it.
Well, they probably said don't try because we'll just say no.
Who knows? Maybe he would have gotten it back. I mean, the thing is, like, I don't think he committed a violent crime. It was just probably insurance fraud or something, where he, you know,
Oh yeah,
billed
all sorts
people
of. It was all
fraudulently.
fraud. Yeah,
Yeah,
and racketeering.
yeah, and
I have an
he's the
answer for
one
all
who
being
talks
guilty of
about.
fraud.
Was that you're kind of low? Maybe you can get closer to mic
Oh,
or
I was
increase your
saying
gain.
the irony of being of committing fraud and then going on to be a troll will never cease to amuse me.
Yeah, because he talks about morality, of how atheists don't have morality, but he's the one who went to prison for fraud. I mean, for dishonesty, and he comes
Twice.
on here and says atheists are liars, and they're dishonest.
Yeah, but yeah, he's yeah, he went to prison twice for lying, and you're like, okay,
So did he?
maybe you
Was
learned
both of
something
them?
the first time.
Were both times for fraud? I don't know.
Well, one was for fraud, one was for racketeering associated with fraud.
Okay,
So yeah, it was fraud.
okay. So what is this top-down creation? What does that mean? And bottom-up creation is a lie from the. I
It's
don't know what.
basically, from what I can parse, it's basically emergent prop. It means basically, again, going on against, railing on like against, evolution, emergent properties, and trying to declare that I mean, basically declare that as God poofing things into existence. Like as God poofing things into existence, or otherwise, otherwise, quote, creating is correct.
Yes,
Well,
you
I
design it
don't
from
understand what the
you
bottom up creation means. What he means
yeah,
by that.
creation, it means it scales up from small to becoming more complex. No, you start with the most complex and that thing designs everything, creates everything from the top, as opposed to everything sort of scaling itself up.
Oh,
But it's
so
a weird
could it
terminology.
be sort of a belief in creationism, not creationism, but that God created kind of the basic fundamentals, and those things are what
Yeah,
eventually.
I think that's
Okay,
what he's talking about
so
is the
basically the kind of the
basically
Catholicism creationism.
yeah, the way in which 90% of Christians square the circle by letting God
Right.
set in motion what became evolution, because evolution is you know it's basically impossible to disprove now.
Yeah.
There's just too much evidence from too many angles, and it's proven itself over and over and over. I love him arguing that Archaeopteryx is just a fraud. It's Piltdown Man, and you just go, well, it's funny how amazingly good it is, and how nobody's managed to notice that it's a fraud in 150 years. And there have been multiple other Archaeopteryx fossils found, and lots of other species which are similar. Dinosaurs with feathers.
The
So
China
they're all fake, apparently.
China's collection of feathered dinosaurs um, is probably the most comprehensive
Yeah,
geologically, and
yeah, they got a
yeah,
great space for it, because that's where also a lot of the raptors come from, and they're all theropod dinosaurs. So yeah,
Yeah, not to
But what's
mention,
weird is, oh, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, not to mention also when it comes to these like ideas about, oh, there must be like this conspiracy or something that's involved. That's actually an insult to his God now that I think about it, because couldn't God just defeat the conspiracy since he's got the power and the knowledge and he would have the
yeah,
desire to debunk the bullshit? So
could, but
instead, you've got like this human shadow government that's just going, no, you're not strong enough to beat us. We have more info than you.
But why is Nepi arguing against this, bottom up creationism? I mean, did someone say that it could be that way?
yeah, I'm guessing somebody at some point pointed out that most Christians
Ah,
um, do it this way. So you're in the minority, because he usually tries to also do an argument from popularity
hmm.
as well in there. Go, yeah, there's more Christians than them, and you go, well, most Christians don't believe in your silly version of creation. So
Yeah, because like the bottom up creationism, you can't really argue against, because it fits. It's compatible with all of this kind of scientific observation. But the
except
top
it's not
down, you can
necessary.
definitely say that it's wrong or it doesn't make sense with what we observe.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
but you could argue against the bottom up view through parsimony, though. Like why
yeah,
postulate the additional duty?
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, you can't. I mean, that's more of why couldn't it be kind of thing, right?
Yeah,
It's
but
just
true.
that
also
it's not falsifiable. I mean, that's the problem. It doesn't, and also it doesn't add any additional information to our current model, right? It doesn't like saying that God was the ultimate, uh, I guess, cause of all these like physical reality. It doesn't add anything to our understanding of our physical reality.
Agreed.
But at the same time, it's like I said, it's not falsifiable. There, Yeah. So, but the other, so I've been calling, whenever he brings up the rock soup, I keep wanting to bring in the whole Flintstones thing, the yabba dabba do thing, because it's like science doesn't say
Flintstonism.
that. I mean, science doesn't say it comes from
A moist
that.
rock.
Yeah, that life
Actually,
comes from a moist rock.
actually, there is a little bit of science that suggests it does come from moist rocks.
Well, not from
Because
moist. I mean, not that life itself comes from it, but that's part of like it helped
part of the
catalyze
mechanism.
some of the chemical reactions that
Yeah, that's
ultimately
exactly it.
resulted in biomolecules forming.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the
Professor
bio.
Dave spanked James Tour over that, over something like that.
Yeah, he gave him a good spanking too.
But it's
Did
silly
it?
to say that because of that, that science is saying life came from a mud puddle or a rock soup. It's kind of a ridiculous thing to say.
Yeah, it's just a straw man, and
Yeah,
it's an intentional straw man. It's an intentional lie from an intentional fraud.
to make
It's
it
it's it
sound
really
like
is.
it doesn't make sense because you're just kind of hiding the idea that this is just part of one of the possible ways that these chemical reactions could happen, not that life came from it, or even that this is a definitive model. Rocks may have had, or moist rocks could have had nothing to do with the actual abiogenesis.
Yeah,
Tour got
we
niche
haven't got to.
slapped. Apparently, that's what organic chemists do. They don't bitch slap; they niche slap.
Neil just corrected himself, but yeah.
Remember, he's three sheeps to the wind.
I know,
He's
three
hanging out.
sheeps.
Yeah, he's hanging out in Welsh world.
No, I do hope. I mean, I do hope he's doesn't. I do hope he doesn't stumble onto Jeff Minter's land.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Jeff. Oh, Jeff Minter is Jeff Minter's a game developer who. Game developer. Now he usually shows videos about his sheep and other
Oh, okay.
livestock these days.
Okay.
He was popular during the C64 and the 8-bit era of home computers.
Wait, what
Uh,
does Carl mean by this? God called out to both Adam and Eve, and he called them both Adam. So he didn't call out to Adam and Eve. He said, Adam, Adam. Is that what he means?
The
I'm not
word
sure.
the word Adam is just the Hebrew word for man, as in
That's right.
human.
Yep.
Yeah. So
But it is a play on it also means soil. I think Adama or something means soil. So the whole that story was kind of a play. That Adam was created from dust. It's kind of like a little wordplay because Adama means soil. But
well,
Carl wants to take that to mean, oh no, it was actually, it wasn't, Adam wasn't created from dust. He was created from red clay. As a, as if
yeah,
that
that
has
makes a difference.
anything. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know exactly. What difference does that make? What is the point?
more aluminium.
Orca, or
Yeah.
is basically been a sacred color since the dawn
Ochre.
of humanity. Yeah,
Ochre?
Ochre.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah, um, yeah. They found it in virtually all, even Neanderthal burial sites, and that it's just a sacred color pigment that's
Oh, it's easy to get.
found across, yeah, found across the whole world, all cultures,
Yeah, I think in
even
general, most
Inuits.
cultures consider like red, or I may be wrong,
Mm.
that it signifies danger. and that's why maybe we made the stop
Well,
sign.
and
But
it
I don't
signifies
know. That
danger
may be wrong.
because of the
Of
color of
blood.
blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you've got blood, then things are happening that are. If it's your blood, then that's bad.
Yeah.
So it's easy to see why red is considered a bad color.
Yeah.
It's also the color of burning yourself as well, color of fire. So yes, it's easy to see why it's got some extra significance, and yes, a red pigment that you can easily get a hold of. Yeah, that one, and easily grind into a paste and use for painting. Yeah.
By the way, did you guys read the argument? I can't remember who was the one. I think Beacon, because this whole idea that, oh no, I have to get this ready, uh, because of our friend. Apparently, he doesn't think that definitions are needed for things.
Yeah,
So
anymore. Yeah,
Beacon's.
he's decided to stop using definitions.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, because every time he puts up a definition, he gets spanked by it. Every definition he ever puts up for sex, he promptly gets spanked. And
I
solidly, every definition he creates multiple sexes.
I
So
mean,
So
he's
he's saying that, oh, why do you need to provide definitions? So
yeah, you
Beacon's
know what
just been like
definition?
making up stuff, and like Mimsy was one of them,
it's
and
a vain. It's just another vain attempt of him trying to assert his authority through linguist. I mean, assert his, really, just assert his authority through saying my definition is my definition is the one true. Mine is the one true definition. What
well,
I say
everyone
goes.
else have to provide definition, but he doesn't.
but
Yeah, I
I
mean,
think
it's
that's what
like
he's trying to
that.
get to.
It's the I'm special,
Right,
I'm so
right.
special things.
What he says is so obvious; he doesn't have to explain it, but everyone else has to. So
Yeah, but interestingly, the issue is with my definition of bimodal sex. Nobody gets left out. And yes, I don't go and create additional categories. Um, Everybody is just accounted for in the fact that they exist on a spectrum. So nobody is left out. Whereas his, no, they got to fit into two boxes, male and
yeah,
female. And you go,
I'm
to fill in
trying
them
not to
boxes like
like
this.
I'm trying not to get back into that argument just because it's like it's so tiresome now. Because like ultimately, what is the point? What is the point that there are only two sexes? And let's say that whatever he says, what idiotic, stupid things he says. So, for example, this thing about how sex is determined at fertilization, right? Because of the gametes, whatever. It's like, I mean, like a fertilized egg, a single cell, isn't producing any gametes. So idea of defining the sex as gamete production, or
Yeah, then he
and to
moved
say
it
that.
to try and say it's the genes that defined it at the time, but he won't
But
say
he's
what
not
that
saying that.
definition.
That's what's stupid.
Yeah, but he has tried. He's moved to that as well. So he tried that. It's gametes and it's defined at the beginning, and you go, well, they don't have gametes. Oh well, that okay. Then he had to change it to sort of be a genes sort of a thing, and then Pirate Chimp goes along and pops up the SRY. If you have SRY, you're male, and you go, what about
Yeah,
these
I
people
mean
who have
that's wrong as
SRY
well.
who are clearly female, and these people who don't have SRY and are clearly male? You go, so SRY doesn't excludes people from the correct buckets as well. So,
Well, at some point he's going to have to say functional SRY.
yes, but
But he
plenty of
actually
people have
like
functional. You can have a functional SRY, but if you also have complete androgen
insensitivity to androgen or
insensitivity,
something. Yeah.
yeah, your SRY doesn't matter.
And also it
Um,
depends on what you're exposed the hormones that you're exposed to. So this is where I said, because he said that somehow sex is instantiated, and so he actually quotes what I'm saying and pretends that it actually helps him. So he quotes me saying it's so clear that he doesn't understand what he's saying, especially when he claims that it is instantiated in individuals through sex developmental pathways at the moment of fertilization. You actually have to go through development before and cell differentiation, etc., to the point until you get born, and even then up until you get to puberty. Throughout that moment, you're kind of how your the sexual traits get expressed could get affected, but during that whole time. So to say that it's instantiated at the moment of fertilization is completely idiotic. But he quotes me saying that as to say that I'm denying science when he is so ignorant of science.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. If he had a clue about it, he's like, this is what biologists say. And you go, well, only bigoted biologists like Dawkins.
Yeah.
But for your average scientist, your average biologist, they're not stupid enough to try and think you can put biology in neat little buckets. Biology
Right.
just doesn't like that. So
And
yeah, you
he
can
keeps on
generalize.
asking.
Yeah,
Well, and he keeps on asking for that third sex. It's like
and you just go,
because I
never
think
said there
your
was a third
argument
sex.
with what's his name, with Pirate, about intersex.
Yeah, well, the point being is that Pirate's definition says, sex one produces one type of gamete, sex two produces the other type of gamete, and I'm saying there are people who produce both types of gamete and are considered true hermaphrodites in so much as they have ovotestes or they have a testy and a ovary. But yeah, these people exist and these people produce both. So if you're
But
going
he's
to
moved
define
the
it this way,
goalpost, right? He's moved
yeah,
the
to now
goalpost to say that
to function
you have to have someone who has self-fertilized and probably delivered a baby in order for that to count as a true hermaphrodite.
yeah, not
Yeah, this is
all
all just a
organisms in the
big ass
world.
cover up for transphobia and to deny people
Yeah,
who don't have functioning
What
gametes, quote unquote.
that's the thing. This whole discussion about number of sexes and all that, it's all just. I mean, they should just get to the point and get to their transphobia. I mean, it's just
yeah,
getting boring at this point to go on and on about, oh, there's only two sexes or whatever. Okay, that's fine. Go ahead. There's only two sexes. Now what?
Yeah.
His goalposts are on wheels for a reason. And it is getting boring every time I see Pirate Coon's posts. Before it
it's the
used to be
same
what
shit.
is a woman, and now it's there's no third sex. Okay, move
Uh,
on.
yeah,
Only
that
yeah, you only get three sexes when you define sex
That's right.
um, in a binary way. Yeah, that's the problem. You create additional sexes because you leave out. You can't fit everybody into one box.
I mean, they are
So
the ones creating the opportunity for that third sex, uh, and they just won't move off of it. Just get to a accepted definition of the bimodal distribution, and then you don't have to pretend that we're saying that there's a third sex. We're saying that your definition of sex causes the opportunity for a third sex, or you have to find some other way to categorize it, and you refuse to. That's the point,
yeah,
at least what I'm making. It's like, if you think that's how you categorize it, how do you categorize with someone who doesn't produce any gametes, and they run away from that all the time?
yeah, Yeah, that's why monkeys decided to get rid of having to have a definition. You go, I don't need a definition. You just know I'm correct.
Yeah.
Right.
And
I
The narcissist's
yeah.
mask slips.
Yeah,
Well,
just before we
yeah.
came on was the first time I think in 5 days that I've looked at the AXP comments, and I looked at the first one that came up, and it's Wank's donkey going on about definitions and bullshit, and it's sort of like grammatically, it honest god of grammar, go fuck yourself.
And also with Flojo,
Yeah,
he's
his
like weighing
verbatim
in.
grammar.
Right. But he's weighing in, say that, oh, yeah, a definition of a woman is simple. It's XX chromosome. So apparently, like when he married his wife or before he had any relations with his wife, he must have like taken a sample of her cells and looked under a microscope to see what her karyotype was to make sure that it was XX. Otherwise, how could he tell that she was a woman
Yeah,
if that's your
exactly. I mean,
definition?
he's going to completely rule out, Swire syndrome, you know,
Yeah,
because he
it's
just
not that she looks
fuck with
like a
it up.
woman and behaves like a woman and presents as a woman. It's only if her chromosomes are XX will he consider her a woman. That is what these guys are thinking when they're saying that sex is same as gender and sex can only be determined by whether it's genes or karyotype or gamete production. So Monkey Boy is going and checking to see if people are producing the right size gametes.
Yeah, and it just doesn't work because it's like it kind of links language to a rather controversial view, which is called direct reference theory. Like the meaning of a word is determined by like whatever the word is quote unquote pointing at.
Mm-hmm.
But in practice, that's not how we use language. Like we use language to categorize things, classify different things, and communicate ideas, but no one's going around checking chromosomes, so it's just useless.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, I mean, to be fair, right? What they're saying is to steelman their argument. What they're saying is that the way someone presents the gender that they present is, it tells them that this person is definitely a biological male or biological female based on the gender that they represent. And the point is that no, you can't make that direct mapping because we know that doesn't work. Uh, you may see someone presenting as a female, as a woman. You can't tell for sure that person is a female. You would have to do the medical check to get the physical biological sex.
Yeah, sometimes you have people also who present very specifically one way or the other, whereas they have an intersex condition where it's iffy which side, what their actual sex is. So their gender doesn't match their sex. Their sex is iffy, but their gender isn't. And you get others where the sex is very specific, but the gender is somewhere in the middle and fluid. So yeah, you can't always. Yeah, the two don't map perfectly. They're just
And
in both
and
directions.
yeah, and there are infants that are that are born with ambiguous sex, and they essentially kind of decide. I mean, the parents kind of
Yeah,
decide on behalf of their baby on which sex that that baby is going to kind of take, and
and
presumably the
sometimes they're
gender.
wrong.
Yeah, sometimes they're
Um,
wrong, and that person, when they grow up, may want to be the other gender than the sex, the biological sex that their parents selected.
yeah.
And by the way, yes, Florida is married.
Yeah, I mean, doctors
Oh,
routinely, I think, I think it's less routine now, but routinely would, if a baby was born with ambiguous genitalia, well, we'll snip off the bit that looks
It's
less
easy to snip
developed.
off.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's how it was done.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
It's
didn't check.
quite heartbreaking to actually what I've watched a few documentaries of these people, and it's it's quite heartbreaking to see how their lives are, 30, 40 years later, once modern medicine is caught up. And yeah, weird. Biology is messy, it's not cut and dried, and for these people who want to say it is, well, again, they're denying science. It's just one
Yeah.
of
And
those.
then, yeah. So going back to the topic of abiogenesis and evolution, because, like I said, I really don't want to keep going on about this, what Monkey Boy and Pirate Coon keeps on bringing up. I think it's gotten boring just because, we know, at least from my point of view, there isn't really anything more to discuss. And we've discussed this multiple times on this show. Not to say that we haven't discussed evolution and abiogenesis and these creationists just misunderstanding it multiple times either. But yeah, it's just been, at least for me personally, just been getting boring.
I don't think that creationists truly understand that evolution and abiogenesis are two separate disciplines. We
Well,
know
I know that Florida Link doesn't.
yeah, it's we know that there was no life, then there was life.
Exactly.
That's so abiogenesis happened. That's
The
separate to
exact
evolution.
definition is, yeah,
But
evolution has to happen. It cannot stop happening. It's happening all the time. Every single time somebody is born, they are different to the parents that they came from. So,
and
yeah,
Yeah, because we have offsprings that inherit our traits, evolution has to occur. Were you going to say something, Ook? I thought you like.
yeah, sorry, I was going to say it's probably more a adaptation, but it is a slow evolution process. The dreaded Australian cane toad. I found out some stuff like Blag and I was talking about, trying to stop the buggers from eating the food, the dog food and the cat food you put outside. And they never used to be able to, they can't hop very high, they can't jump very high. They were never any good at climbing, that sort of thing. And so I've got the outside cat food put on a tack box. They were waterproof, like toolbox sort of thing, plastic. It's about 700 mil off the ground, and the toads were still getting into it. And I couldn't work out how they're doing it. And I did some research. Their claws have gotten longer and stronger, and the webbing between their feet has actually decreased. So what that means is that their claws have become, instead of being straight, they've curved. So they can now climb up brick walls, chicken wire fences, all sorts of things. And yeah, so our idea of, anything high, or, put a nice tight wire fence around your veggie garden or whatever, and the toads won't get in there. Yeah, they found that they can climb. I found videos of them doing it, and I'm going, Yeah. So that's just something new that is happening in Australia, and the reason
Yeah,
why
so
we'll
in that
never
case,
get rid of it.
what's because like a lot of creationists will think that, especially when you say adaptation, they'll say, "Oh, there's evolution isn't a thing; it's adaptation." So they have this idea of evolution as a Pokemon evolution, where individuals are developing these things. But what you described is what's happening is like there are individuals in the cane toad population where some of them have the curved toes or longer toes or whatever, and they're gaining an advantage. So they're more likely to survive and have offsprings that have, the same traits that they have. And then what you get is larger and larger percentage of the population that have that particular trait that gave them the advantage to
It's
But
reproduce.
like,
but QC, if if evolution says we came from monkeys, why we still got monkeys?
Why do we have cane toes with straight toes?
curved claws, and the back legs are 20% longer over the last 20 years. They the back
I'm
legs
guessing
have
they
got,
can jump farther because of that.
yep, and they can travel further over arid territory because to cross
Damn.
across Australia, you there are lots of places with no fucking water. So their skin has actually become they yeah they're controlled, but they can lay eggs in fresh water, salt water. It doesn't matter. Even chlorinated water doesn't matter. They can lay them anywhere. So yeah, they predict not too far in the future that the Australian cane toad will be a separate, maybe a separate subspecies to the
Mhm.
South American cane toad. I think that's where they came from. But yeah, so it's enough adaptation, and then you can change. You can become a new species, but they can't seem to get that. It's
Yeah.
strange.
So the matter of fact is abiogenesis happened and evolution happens as we speak. Those are matter of fact. What is up for question or potential further research is the mechanism of those phenomena. So for the creationists, the mechanism of abiogenesis is that dust became a human being because God breathed on it. The scientific model is that there are chemical processes that ultimately resulted in abiotic material becoming biomolecules that eventually were able to kind of develop into a reproducing protocells that eventually kind of at that point, evolution took over because it's self-replicating to the point where you get selected for more and more complex versions of the protocells that become the kind of the primitive cells that eventually become kind of the more advanced cells, etc. So when they take a look at the modern organism and say, what how could this have occurred by chance? No, you don't go from like just a bunch of chemicals into a human being. That's that's not what abiogenesis is, and that's not
Yeah,
what
they also
evolution
keep
is.
trying to use the Luca, the last common ancestor,
Right.
um, as and say, look, this thing was so complicated it can't have formed either. And you go, the last common ancestor isn't the first living organism.
Hmm.
That's just not how that works. It's just the one that won the battle between all of the others, and all the others become extinct, and the lineage runs from that. Um, there's a billion years between Luca and the first organisms, and we probably wouldn't have even defined the first organisms as an organism um, in the modern term, or we wouldn't have described them as life, but they were the protocells were self-replicating, and were able to. That's about it, and yeah, you move up from there, and yeah, they. I also keep seeing them say, "Well, why aren't we seeing abiogenesis happen all the time?" And you just go, "Well, two things. One, the planet is now flooded with toxic oxygen, which makes that systems, as best we understand them, impossible. But also, even if that wasn't the case, um, basically you've got essentially spears competing against nukes and fighter jets. There's That's the difference between these two. So the spears lose immediately to it. So even if one self-replicating proto-organism popped up, it would immediately get destroyed by the extremely well adapted organisms that do exist, or just gobble up the delicious um, chemicals and digest them. So they have no chance of competing.
I like, we all kind of make fun of these shows for not having the courage to come and actually directly have an argument with us. I mean, I've said this before. I think that if they do come on, like if Neppy ever had the balls to actually come on, it'll just be a dumpster fire. We wouldn't be able to have any serious discussion. Kind of like Blarg when you were having that phone call with Florida Link.
Yeah.
You can't have a serious discussion with these guys. I
No.
wish that there were creationists who actually understood the science to be able to like make a real argument against that instead of saying stupid things like rock soup or moist rocks or whatever, or that magnetic field is weakening and therefore creationism. I mean,
Yeah.
you
Well,
can't have a
there's
discussion with
if you
them.
want to see a like a more open creationist, you ever heard of Will Duffy?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh yeah, I think
Yeah,
Erica,
He was
aka
on.
Betsy
yeah.
Gibbon, is attempting to, I guess, teach him.
yeah, yeah, she is.
Well, I mean, I've seen the first episode,
She's a
and I was
she's a
really
good choice for that
disappointed.
job.
What was that? Oh yeah, I
She's
mean,
a good choice.
I feel
She knows
like
her stuff.
she was really accommodating him because he was kind of spouting the basic stupid stuff, from a create young Earth creationism point of view, and she was just kind of like really almost like lip service as trying not to offend him, to kind of try to address it as seriously as possible, but he's starting off from this horrible science illiterate misconception of what abiogenesis and evolution is.
Yeah, it does. When you have to unlearn something before you can start learning, it does put you at a bit of a disadvantage. Tuna Man's got a question there. Asked, did the call start cordially? Yeah, not particularly. So it started basically how you saw it went on. So it did ramp up a little bit, but yeah, it wasn't particularly cordial to start with.
Wait,
It was.
which call?
This is the
Oh,
call with Flo.
the call with Florida.
Yeah,
The Flowjob pretzel call.
yeah, the pretzel call. I love that pretzel. You just Uh, uh, if you don't listen to me, I'm going to punch Jesus into you, and you're just like, oh. You go, yeah, yeah.
I mean,
That's literally yeah, so good.
I mean, it's just him kind of, getting backed into the corner and not knowing what to do, and that's
So
like
punch.
that's how he responds.
Yeah, he's got to punch it. If he can't beat it, he's got to punch it.
Well, no, if he can't beat it, he'll beat it. You know.
And it's kind of
Uh-huh.
weird, like with these kind of creationists or these kind of Christians and the Brazilian jiu-jitsu thing, because I ran across another similar guy who's also like into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
I mean,
You sure it wasn't just him?
No, it was someone
arguably,
else.
it's not a bad martial art to learn, but like all martial arts, they don't survive too well in the street, in real life. So that's why you have to use a combination of all of them. You can't just rely on one. And if you, they're all trained to pull punches. Even the MMA and all that sort of stuff. There's still there are moves, there are certain strikes that are illegal. The good thing about on the street and in real life, anything goes. So you can use all the illegal strikes, and they don't teach the lethal or crippling strikes in dojos anymore, because they don't want people doing that sort of shit. So yeah, I just find it really strange that all these, people who like Flojo spout off about how good their martial arts are. It doesn't matter if someone comes up and smashes a chair in your face. Your
Or
martial
you're in
arts
the
are
middle
out
of
the
the
window.
fight and someone pulls a knife or something.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, there's no
I ended up.
honor in street fights.
The only time I've actually ever hit a woman, was I was trying to convince a very obstinate guy to go outside, and I'd only broken two of his fingers at that time, and I felt a huge pain in my right butt cheek, and I pushed the guy away and gave him to another bouncer, and turned around, and I've got the handle, those long nail files, metal ones, about
Ooh.
4 inches, 5 inches long. That's sticking out of my ass. And I looked up, and it was his girlfriend.
By
And
the way,
she
not
went,
in a good way, right?
no.
No,
And yeah, out of my right butt cheek. And I looked at her, and she went, "I'll fucking do it again." And I just gave her an open hand strike to the jaw, and knocked
That's
her out.
called a niche slap, by the way.
Well, you don't, rule one of, you don't hit bone on bone. It hurts. You don't strike with your fist on hard bone. You strike with palm or your elbow on hard bone. That's how you hurt your knuckles all the time. If you're continually hitting bone, your knuckles on bone. So an open strike to the jaw or something is much better. And that's the only time. And it was like a natural reaction. It's you stab me, all rules are off. But yeah, I had to go to the hospital, and the irrigation of it, because it was about 5.5 inches long, and the doctors at the hospital were quite concerned that because it was a nail file, all the shit that
Oh yeah.
comes, it would have gone.
yeah,
Yeah,
high bacteria load.
yeah.
I had an uncle
Likely
once who
getting
managed.
infected.
And it took a long time to heal, as all stab wounds do. Really
Had an
long
uncle
time.
who once managed to accidentally stab himself in the chest. He's a butcher and was boning out a shoulder or something, and somehow managed to bollocks it up really badly and stab himself in the chest full depth with a boning knife. And
Ooh.
yeah, and not hit anything important. And you just go, dear God, it like he stabbed between the ribs and gone into his chest cavity and not hit a nerve or a blood vessel or the heart or the lung, nothing. And you just go, wow, that is pretty damn unlikely, as it turned out. Yes, he goes home to his, like his wife was just across the street where they lived, and goes, "Oh, you might have to take me up to the hospital," with his finger on the hole. And the doctor's there, pokes a hole in. Yeah, he didn't manage to hit anything. And you go, neat trick, but he stabbed himself. Hey, question from, comment from Craig. He's not a Christian. This is Flojo. Unfortunately, that's a no true Christian. They're, I think you'd have to argue a Christian is a person who believes they're a Christian. And I don't think anybody gets to define for someone else whether they're a true Christian or not, or true anything.
Yeah,
You know,
I too
can't
respect
find
a true Scotsman.
Up you go, Mac.
so
Sorry.
yeah. But anyway, it was a neat trick, that one with my uncle's thing. That uncle went along to get a world record fish. He caught a world record, the world's largest sooty grunter. So, which is pretty damn good, but and still holds that record, even though he's gone now 10 years. So, anyway,
Heard a good joke if anyone wants to. No, I heard a good joke if anyone wants to have a bit of a laugh. We all know that Steve Irwin, loved wrestling crocs and annoying things, and but let's face it, the fact is stingrays were much closer to his heart.
Oh,
probably too soon.
yikes.
Nah,
Yes,
fuck it,
I tell you
20
what,
years.
it's always too soon for Irwin.
20 years.
Here's the funny
fucking
thing, though.
renamed a highway after him. He's a wanker.
Transaction trash.
But here's an interesting thing. His little boy, Bob, has grown up to become a
Ben. It's Ben.
Ben, is it?
Bob's his father.
Bob is his dad. Yeah. Sorry. The little tiny kid who I remember hanging out with Steve. Yeah, is now a full-grown adult who hosts shows and wins awards on TV. And you're like, holy shit, that seems really strange to me. I don't watch any of the shit that he hosts. It's the like, I'm a celebrity, get me out of here sort of crap. And you're like, not my cup of tea. But he's a bit of a media personality, whereas his big sister Bindi, who seemed like that's where she was going to go, she got married and then dropped off the planet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Bob Irwin was a really nice, fair dinkum bloke. Met him a couple of times. Good fella. Steve
he was a lunatic.
Was a decent guy until he met that stupid bitch. And
but he's a lunatic.
Yeah. So many people have worldwide ended up in hospital trying to emulate fucking his ridiculous, dangerous animal annoyances. That's all he did.
Remember the South Park episode where they were paying out Steve Irwin? He goes, "Oh, stuck my thumb up his ass. Oh, he's really pissed off now. He's biting me."
But yeah, I just really dislike Steve Irwin and the whole Australia Zoo shit and the renaming of the highway that I have to travel on if I want to go anywhere outside of my new place where I'm living. Just a noise.
If we wanted to change topic, you might have noticed I've been putting up a few theology lessons with Blarg.
All right.
And it's been upsetting a few of the trolls as well. because I saw that when I decided to put up one of those when we started getting the bullshit about Isaiah 53 and the empty tomb. I'm like, there was no fucking tomb. It was invented to fulfill prophecy. And you could tell that because this Joseph of Emarathea, he just pops up for the purpose of giving a tomb and then disappears completely. And yeah, and his
just out of
rationale just
nowhere, right? It's just
yeah,
like, okay, we need an
yeah,
excuse to why Jesus, who was crucified, would be buried in a tomb because that never happens. So let's come up with some kind of literary tool to explain that. That's basically
yeah.
what Joseph is.
Yeah, and so I went and had a look at So I posted up the thing. So they took verse 9 out of Isaiah 53, and I go in my next one. I go and have a look at Isaiah 53 completely and say demonstrate that it's not oh, hang on, not Isaiah 53, the other one, the messianic one with Emmanuel. Go and have a look at that. But yeah,
Oh,
they just take
7:14,
this.
Isaiah
Yeah,
7:14.
yeah, they just take this 53 verse 9 out of context. He made his grave with the wicked, his tomb with the rich, and you're like, all right, that sounds like a prophecy. So we better do something about it. So Mark comes along and he says, Joseph of Emarathea, a respected member of the council, was also himself waiting expectantly for the kingdom of God, went boldly to Pilate and asked for the body of Jesus. And I suggested someone must have asked, why would this rich guy do this? So then when Matthew came along, he said, so then it was evening, a rich man from Emarathea named Joseph, who was also a disciple of Jesus. So he then went along and said, oh, he did it because he was a disciple of Jesus. And then, so yeah, Matthew made him a disciple, even though no one mentioned, he was never mentioned anywhere else. But Luke, he had a different idea. So Luke, his idea was that there was a good and righteous man named Joseph, who, though was a member of the council, had not agreed to their plan and action. So yeah, he didn't make him a disciple. He just made him a good and righteous man who was trying to do good by this person who he didn't think had the right thing done to him. And then suggested that people probably asked, how come this rich guy isn't mentioned elsewhere? And why could he be on the council if he was a heretic? So John come along and had his own idea. Let's make him a secret disciple. So after these things, Joseph of Emarathea, who was a disciple of Jesus, though a secret one, because his fears of the Jews, asked Pilate to let him take the body of Jesus away. And yeah, and John also thought they missed out on opportunity to include the being stabbed part, so added that as well, where he gets stabbed in the side. So yeah, you can just see this evolution of the story of the guy who provided the tomb. He just pops him in there. We need a tomb to fulfill prophecy. Why would he give him a tomb? Because he was a disciple. He's not mentioned anywhere else. He was a secret disciple. So yeah, it's
I think I remember there was a Paula
Hey,
Gina video where he
what is
mentioned.
Zook doing?
is that who? What are you doing?
I was showing you a present a mate sent me, and I was seeing if anyone knew what it was, and I accidentally.
Is it from Star Trek? That looks like a Star Trek thing.
I actually accidentally turned it on, and I couldn't work out how to turn it off because it moves. Hang on.
What you got there, bud?
Why?
How do
That might get us. That might.
Oh boy.
Are you
Oh, it sounds
sure
like a
that's safe to
musical
show on
instrument. Those
YouTube?
are like different notes.
Yeah, that's it.
Are you sure that's safe to show on YouTube?
It's
I don't know. I'm still trying to work out what it's for, but it's
it's
weird.
Do
clearly a
re
peter.
mi
It's a
fa
peter heater.
It's a
sol.
C. Hang on.
What does it say?
Uh,
CY
It's a
CY
it's a
dash
cock
oh one.
heater.
Um,
Cock
CY-01.
electrocutor.
So that's
yeah,
for
Operating
challenger
at
beliefs.
maximum capacity.
CY.
yeah.
Yep.
It's yeah, one of those
Oh, you got to
strange.
put it in maximum overdrive. That's the
Well,
only way it's gonna work.
I well, it vibrates, but if it's pressing the buttons, it also sort of goes quite
It,
violently like that.
essentially, it's a coffee frother.
Uh,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
and it apparently that comes out and it's washable. Um,
Yes, a
personally,
coffee frother
yeah,
It's a
should
coffee
be
frother
washable.
2000. Yeah.
Yep.
personally, I'm
Yeah,
still a bit frightened
100%.
to even
I
read the
bet it's
instructions.
eco-friendly too.
Oh, that's weird. Ick.
It's friendly to some bits of nature.
That it
But
is.
the things you get in the mail, it's rather fun.
I'll have to admit, I've never gotten that in the mail.
No, I've never got one of those either.
Yeah.
I have received some odd things in the mail, but that's not that odd.
But uh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's it. But yeah,
Neil's asking the real question.
what's that?
Real men don't use lubricants.
No, that's right. You just go in dry.
That's right.
Oh yeah,
There's
it
the
comes
comment
with
from
several
Robert.
its own packaging, little packets of things. But yeah, I honestly been too scared to even um, attempt to use it.
Yeah, so this is like show and tell. So next week, Blarg, you're going to have to show one of yours.
uh,
Hmm.
oh no.
I once got sent a, I think it was about 4 kilos of
Don't say it.
We
Don't
just
finish
call
the
it
sentence.
keys. We
No,
just
no.
say
the
Keys,
4
making
keys of
keys,
what?
keys.
all the bits to make darts. Like you play at the pub. You can customize the fletching, the weights, the points, and all that sort of stuff. And it was about 25 years ago, and I have no idea. They were different, like the fletchings of them were all customized and everything. And I contacted the post office and said, look, this is worth quite a few $100s. Who was it meant for? And no. I went to the cops and said, what do I do? This is sent to me, and they said, look, well, nothing really. You can put an ad in the paper if you want. And so I did on the Lost and Found, put an ad in, and no one ever got back to me. But yeah, I just ended up donating it to the pub that I used to work at occasionally and said, here, for the darts team, they can have this. But yeah, that was really strange. It just out of the blue. And I mean, I got a few sets of really nice darts out of it, but yeah, there was enough to make 400-500 darts. And as Neil and Craig can testify, a good set of darts can set you back quite a few pounds. They're not cheap. There's a sport I'd like to see in the Olympics.
By the way, I saw a good video on curling about the physics of
Oh,
how the physics of it doesn't make sense.
yeah, I've
Have you
watched
seen
that
it?
too. That was really interesting. If you got the link to it.
Yeah, I'm
in your
trying to
district. Yeah.
find it. Oh yeah, it's by Cleo Abram. I like her channel. Yeah, I'll post it here in the comments. So definitely watch it. Let me see if I'll just show a little bit of it so you know what I'm talking about. So, why does Olympic sport bothers physicists? So,
I'm about to take you to the Olympic trials with NBC and YouTube. Every 4 years, people lose their minds over one Olympic sport. They're making fun of it. And I find that so frustrating because the more
yeah, she does a lot of kind of good news about science stuff, and it's really good. So watch it. It's like the question is that for curling, it actually like the movement is opposite of what you'd expect based on the rotation of
Counterintuitive.
yeah. So they're talking about how that could be the case. So pretty interesting. And I think it's like much more difficult than what you think. So
It's probably controlling like how thick a cushion of water the stones are floating on, basically floating and sliding on.
but
There's
just the whole curling as a sport is just really interesting. What
It's
they do.
bizarre. I saw a video of a person who was one of the sweepers right up at the pointy end, and yes, he slipped off his broom and smashed his face into the ice, and ended up with 9 stitches in his eyebrow. And you go, who would have thunk you could get serious injuries in curling? It seems the least likely sport to be able to get injured, but.
By the way, the curling stone themselves has a really interesting kind of history. So it comes from just one quarry in this island
this island right here, which is special because of its very unique chemistry.
in Scotland.
60 million years ago, deep underground, an eruption released magma that never reached the surface, creating what's known as a granite plug. That magma cooled, and
And that's different than what Ook showed, by the way.
over millions of years, the surrounding land eroded away, leaving behind the island that we see today, which is totally normal. But the weird thing about
Hey, Steve-O.
Hey guys, so I'm a little
We were
late
just
on
talking
here.
about curling.
Oh well, hell, that's fun.
You'd be a local expert, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Elsa Craig is its chemical composition. Specifically, it's very low in aluminum, which led to uncommon
Or aluminium, as some would say.
minerals appearing in the granite. And that, likely paired with the rate that it cooled, resulted in a very fine textured stone with a very tight molecular structure, which makes the stones super water and crack resistant. That's also why a single stone can cost over $600, and a full set of 16 can cost $9,600. And the bottom of each
Yeah, so almost 10 grand to get enough stones. But yeah, watch it. It was really interesting. I found it interesting.
If anyone, I'll post a link in the comments of the video later. There's a sort of like a
Okay, wait, hold on. Come on, Neil.
What the? Okay, I must have missed that one.
there's like a comedy duo in Australia, Roy and HG, and they do commentary for the Olympics, winter and summer, and it's absolutely hilarious. And I'll post some links, and that's the only reason I watch any of the Olympics is for their commentary. Their commentary on the male bobsledding is particularly funny. And lawn bowls. They made lawn bowls quite exciting to watch, which isn't a thing, but yeah. I'll post that.
By the way, in the Summer Olympics, that's going to be hosted in the U.S., the U.S. is going to get so many gold medals. It's not even funny. And just coincidentally, ICE is going to be there and providing security in that area. So it's really hard for a country to win medals when half their team is in ICE detention.
I thought Brisbane was holding the next Summer Olympics.
No, isn't it going to be in the U.S. for
Yeah.
the summer one?
Yeah, we're the next one out. We're 32, I think.
Ah,
Yeah, we got the Olympics in LA this year.
2032. Well, 3032 is a bit further out.
Yeah.
That should give us time
really
to
thinking
prepare.
ahead.
Yeah, that's what you call a long.
It's already
planning
affecting the rental and resale
really?
real estate market in Brisbane.
Wow.
It's rising because of the Olympics. To me, it's complete bullshit. Either Olympics, a total waste of money.
They've actually shown that it's actually worse along, kind of overall worse for the hosting city.
Oh, yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
What is that?
Are you playing that?
That's my phone ringing.
Well, at least you got good
I'll have
taste.
to ask you for the music later.
That was a good taste.
What was I going to say? Sorry, I talked over that one. If you want to repeat.
We're not seeing the screen.
Yeah.
Wait, what's happening?
It's not.
Yeah.
It's
No
not
screen
up on
share.
that stage.
Unless you just planned on playing audio.
Oh, hold on. There we go.
There we go.
Ooh, that's a bit of Roy and HG. That's me. I was going to give you a little taste of what Ook was talking about. For those who have not had the joy of Roy and HG. Yeah. You've got the wrong one up. You got mine up, not your own.
Whoops, sorry. All right. Yeah, sorry, I was distracted. What did you need?
You were just going to put that. Weren't you going to put up the little bit of Jimmy Kimmel?
Oh yeah, I was going to, but you can do your thing first.
Oh, okay. Well,
I was just kind of get it prepared.
Pop mine back up then.
Yep.
And I'll give you a little snippet of Roy and HG.
Gymnastics when it started, but bloody hell, that didn't prevent us from having fun at it. And so let's see how much fun we had at the gymnastics one day earlier in the games. Superdome, the grand old girl, and we've got women's gymnastics team final up, and Dong Fengjiao up from China on the floor routine. Roy, she selected Zorba the Greek as her theme music. Beautiful cross-pollination, multicultural event. Here she goes. And away she goes, a beautiful tumbler, this girl from Shenzhou province.
She started off with a spin of the date, HG.
She did. Here she comes. Oh, look at that batted salve. If a male performer did that, you'd have to carry him straight off, wouldn't you? That was a brilliant salve.
Yes.
And now, of course, the slight Dutch wink.
Slight Dutch wink. Vertical Dutch, or horizontal, I should say, Dutch wink, HG.
And now she's moving towards the far corner on the knees, doing the diddly squats. And this girl has made the diddly squat her own, as we'll see a little bit later. Here she goes right up into the corner to begin what I think will pass that'll end up in a beautiful diddly squat. I think if we can get this will be brilliant if the camera can stay with us. Here she comes. Oh, there's the squat.
Yes.
Beautiful squat. Unfortunately, it was a squat out of bounds. She now is going back towards the far corner.
Another twinkle with spin the date. Very nice.
Here she comes, doing the little squats now and the pony steps. The story, of course, of the long march, as all Chinese gymnasts are wont to do. It's a beautiful story of people Dutch winking their way out of the south. Enormous. There's the diddly squat on the knees, and then she goes to the corner for the final pass. Tremendous routine here, Roy.
It's a very tight, wonderful routine, HG. She's really thought it through, and it does evoke Zorba and Mao. That's what I like about it.
And here she comes, returns to the centre with a lovely little spinning the Dayton horizontal Dutch wink in the vertical plane.
Position of the
That's
Dutch wink.
beautiful.
Marvellously controlled, HG. She should.
There you go. Roy and HG talking shit. It's, yeah,
That's a
the batted-
broadcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, that went.
Yeah.
That was on Australian television.
I wish we had somebody like that around here. Damn.
You got to remember,
It's so
on Australian telly, we can basically the only word you can't say that's bleeped out is cunt. Everything else doesn't necessarily get beeped out.
I love
Prime
it.
ministers have said fuck, batshit crazy. Yeah.
Damn.
We don't have swearing's not a problem here.
Y'all lucky over there.
Yeah.
We're so
yeah.
puritanical. It sucks. You would say ass. It gets bleeped out in some broadcasts.
I think they tried decades ago that one of the politicians in the federal parliament was quite fond of using bloody, and some of the more stuck-up members tried to have him censored, and no, bloody is not considered a swear word in Australia.
It's a strong word, but it's not a swear word.
Yeah. And bastard is also pretty much thrown around in Parliament all the time.
Bastard ain't that bad.
Yeah. But, and we don't have too much censoring on the news.
By the way, it looks like maybe our favorite monkey boy
Laugh for while you can, monkey boy.
may have been watching the stream. So he posted this like just a few minutes ago. Why did Challenger believe on his stream say sex isn't determined at fertilization because a fertilized egg has no gametes? He's saying that a fertilized egg has gametes.
He wants to call us cowards. He was posting on a whole other video.
Exactly.
How does a fertilized egg have a gamete? It's like it's the only cell.
And he has the guts to call us a retard. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh my God. What does he think a gamete is? I get a feeling, and I've posted this, I get a feeling he doesn't know what a gamete is. I think he's confusing it with chromosomes or something.
He might be.
I mean,
I don't know.
It's just hilarious. But he's on the stream. He's been watching it. But he's too much of a coward to even post a comment. It's just hilarious.
He's one of those. I mean, it feels like Monty Python's "How Not to Be Seen" sketch. Like one of the hiders who thinks they're, but then out come the explosives.
It's just like, these guys are
He
just
was hiding
so
in the middle one.
So he's so confident, and all these guys are so confident in their stupidity, in their ignorance, and they think that they're right. I mean, oh my gosh.
For someone to actually openly brag about telling sexist, misogynistic, racist jokes in the workplace and saying it was normal. He lives in a fantasy world, and I mean, Australia's weird enough, but Donkey's made it even weirder.
Yeah,
And
he's on a whole another level.
yeah, and
I still have doubts that he actually is an Aussie, but
yeah, I'm I'm
Man,
I'm pretty convinced. I think he's an
If he's
expat
he
of
might
some
be.
Australian,
sort, but he definitely lives and works in Australia. From yeah,
But it doesn't seem like English, Aussie English or whatever, is his native tongue. I feel like he doesn't grasp English well enough to be a native.
you do have to struggle with Google or whatever you use to actually make it understand the Australian English. Text to speak, I have an incredible amount of trouble trying to get the thing to use proper Australian English, and I'm constantly adding to the dictionary. Yeah, it's really weird, but yeah, he is living and working in Australia. My best guess is somewhere in Western Australia or South Australia. It's still
Deal.
it's a big.
That'll be £2 royalty per usage. Neil.
But I I just don't understand. As going back to as Craig mentioned, that you can't use the Bible as a science book, and but science and religion can coexist as long as you remove the fundamentalism. I think, anyway.
that it would, at least it would make conversations move along at least.
Yeah, I mean, if you accept the fact that there is, a all great creator God, you don't have to deny science. You can just say that at any time, God started it, or he even didn't start things. He just decided that once humans reached, or hominids reached a certain development, that he decided to pick them as his chosen creatures or whatever. It's
I
yeah.
mean,
If you remove fundamentalism from the religious side and a little bit from the science side as well, the scientists can be a bit sticklers. Um, yeah,
Well, he hasn't really been arguing for religion in a long time.
no,
I think the last time he has was when he was trying to, uh, talk about Trinity and Usia and all that stuff. But generally, he doesn't really even try to argue against or for his religion. Um,
which
I,
whatever
I
it is.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I think he said he's like an Orthodox Christian, but
that makes sense.
oof,
when he
ortho
talks about
bros.
how he
God, him.
makes fun of atheists for making fun of Noah's Ark, the global flood, um, because he doesn't think it's literally true, while the comments are full of all these trolls spamming about their literal understanding of Christianity, especially like the flood story and all that.
Yeah, but unfortunately, the trolls are never going to correct. It's sectarian, so it doesn't matter if the Christian is saying something different to how they understand Christianity. They're never going to correct the Christian on their position. They're always going to take the negative position to the what the atheist has to say, even if the atheist position is the same. You can guarantee it doesn't matter whether we say something that's in line with what Dumpke believes. Yeah, he'll take the negative position because he can't do anything else these days. He can only fight. That's it.
a true contrarian.
Apparently, Monkey Boy did find a link, unlike Florida Link, and he was able to come and listen. He was just too scared to make any comments in the live chats. And going back to him not being fluent in English, I think that's one of the reasons he doesn't come on, because it'll be very obvious as soon as he speaks or tries to speak that he doesn't understand the language.
Yeah, and he keeps trying to make himself sound special by picking up buzzwords, and he sticks with the buzzword for a little while.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I used to every time he posted something, I'd be like buzz, 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 and then put a little picture of a bee, and then buzz, buzz. Yeah, every time he go with his new buzzword, and guarantee if you look for it, it's just all the time buzzwords. He goes, "Oh, I've got a new word."
Oh, yeah, you notice that a lot. Once we start talking about one thing, you'll pick up a couple words and keep using it.
Yeah, so you could, even if he changed his name, you'd always be able to spot him from the buzzword bingo.
Am I the only one that thinks the religious trolls, for want of a better word, that haunt the internet, it's not about, their goal is not about religion. It's about
domination,
bigotry, domination, segregation. It's pure hate.
Well, I think they come on the comments. The people who have those beliefs come on the comments and are vocal about it. Whereas, people who are just run-of-the-mill Christians or run-of-the-mill religious person aren't frequenting at least the AXP to troll.
Yeah, they're accept. I at least hope that most religious people just go to church and or whatever their services, but don't let what's being preached from the pulpit affect their humanity.
I think that's pretty hard to hold on to.
Yeah, it's getting harder.
I do have a friend of mine. He and his family are very religious, but they're very accommodating, very friendly. They don't seem to be, bigoted or anything like that, as far as I can tell. I met them on a fair number of occasions, so it's not impossible, but
yeah, religion has evolved over the years, and the fact that so many denominations now of religion, no matter what branch, especially the versions of Christianity and Islam, have just become cesspools of hate and bigotry and dehumanization of other people.
It's because they were in basically they are basically they are afraid. The sectarian, all the sectarian hatred, I think, comes from a lot of the sectarian hatred comes from just the fear of that loss of dominance.
Yeah,
they are so attached to having power and privilege and being dominant that equality and equity are equality and equity are threats.
No, you're spot on there, mate. Yeah, but
go ahead.
It's not about religion anymore. It's about, I don't know, hatred.
It's basically, and it's pre-civilization predatory instinct finding the out of least resistance. We are heading away from our past as mid-level predators, having to deal with natural predators of our own and prey, and then with the dawn of civilization, mean, it had. I mean, I guess it's like ancestors had to adapt it somehow. So thus, the dehumanization of other human outgroups, the commodification and use of tools, other humans as tools. I mean, if that makes any sense.
No, it does. Yeah,
It does.
I think why we're seeing more of it is Trump has given the world permission to be the worst people they can possibly be.
In
I
some
don't want to blame.
ways, in some ways, it's also the other way around. The Trump is a consequence of that as well. So he wouldn't have been tolerated in a world where that wasn't an allowable thing. So
Yeah, I think there's an argument to be made that Obama
both.
getting elected as a president kind of caused a reaction against it, from racism. So at the end of the day, all we can do is say, thanks, Obama.
Kind of like the pendulum swinging back and forth, as far as
well,
they go.
Yeah.
You got all of the statuary of the Confederate statues. The majority of those went up after the moves to integrate black people in the early part of the 20th century.
Mm-hmm.
So those were the reaction to that, and then you got Jim Crow laws as a reaction to the civil rights movement. Every time you get something
Vaccine.
pushes it forwards, this big reaction falls in the other direction.
It's like stretching a rubber band and then letting it go, snap one way or the other.
Yeah. And America's a little bit like a fishtailing car. It's kind of getting more and more out of control. Each time it fishtails harder.
Yeah.
It's a problem.
Yeah.
I really
things
worry
like
for you
the
guys.
Minneapolis thing, and there's a reaction to that, right? Because that has gone too far, and now people are responding to it, and I think it's going the other way. But yeah, it's hard to change a whole population like that.
It's an uphill battle against human nature.
Yeah.
I mean, as a Discord contact of, I have shared the stream with it. I've shared bits of the stream and the Metathrone thing with a Discord contact of mine, and she, yeah, yeah, she agrees pretty much.
Okay. Well, we're at the end of our time here. So, I actually haven't been on Twitter for a while. So I've been a little bit behind on what's been happening in the news, because that's where I've been kind of consuming it. So I don't have as much of the recent news stuff, but maybe next week. And also, obviously, it'll depend on what happens in the comments. But I was very unprepared for today's session, but it actually turned out okay.
Yeah, I think it's also good for everyone to take a break from social media and just sort of.
Yeah,
this is really. Sorry, Aaron. Off you go, mate.
Yeah, I've had to. I've had to take a very long break off news because too much. I'm trying to define my own boundaries between like the personal and personal and the outside world, and hearing all this. Hearing all the Trump. Hearing all the Trump crap has me thinking about. Has me reliving the unpleasant memories of like my own parent being under my own parents' roof. And the and the spiral I've seen my mother descend into.
And that's why I'm so appreciative of Q for having this outlet that allows, I think, everyone to sort of de-stress and just
have some fun.
Have some fun and therapy.
Talk shit.
It's really good.
Joke around and have a good time.
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to end it here so Ook has some time with his toys. So thanks everyone for coming on.
When I work it out, I'll put a video up.
Okay. All right. All right. Make sure you keep it safe. I don't want to get kicked out of YouTube. So. All right. Thanks, Tuna. Thanks, Craig. Hope you're still on. Thanks, Neil. Hope you feel a little bit better after you get a good night's sleep. And I'll see everyone back next week.
Later night, everybody.
All right.
Hit the like button.
Challenge your beliefs, let the silence break the silence, shake the faith. Truth survives the hardest quake. Hold to truth, no more opaque. Reason's voice, it sings so clear through fear we hear. Cut through the noise, dissolve the fear. Rise above what you revere. No more shadows dressed as truth. Light reveals what lies uncouth. No more chains disguised as proof. Reason frees the mind uncouth. Let the evidence ascend. This is fallacy's end. Scriptures written in disguise, veiling men in holy lies. Faith without a place to land, truth that crumbles when it's scanned.